At one point in history, we did need to reinvent the wheel. What's the value of one good idea? Be open to receiving your idea today. Everyone in your organization sees things from their own perspective. They perceive any conflict or opportunity from their department, from their position, from their view. If we think about the colors on a beach ball, we can gain some insight into how leadership can alter your perceptions. Looking at a beach ball, we are forced to see only the color in our immediate view. If you are asked what color you see, your initial response would probably be just the color in front of you. In contrast, your neighbor or the person right across the hall might have a completely different answer. If you had never seen a beach ball, this might even start an argument over the color of the ball. I mean, you're looking right at it, right? In these situations, a leader has gained the ability to rise above and view the issue from a higher perspective. All you are doing is changing how you look at things. Only when we adopt a team mentality and try to view things from a leadership perspective are we able to see things as they truly are.
My name is Dr. Faz, F-A-Z. I want to assist you to be famous and to be accomplished by zeroing in on achieving your goals. My diverse experience from 20 years of sales and business here in the United States, combined with my past 20 years passion for helping and adding relief and pain in people as a medical doctor, helps me to understand the direct challenges and opportunities that exist for business owners, executives, and leaders in both their personal and professional lives. I examine thoroughly, diagnose carefully personal and corporate problems, and prescribe suitable solutions. As a John Maxwell certified coach, trainer, and international inspirational speaker, I can offer you workshops, seminars, keynote speaking, and coaching, adding your personal and professional growth through the study and practical application of proven leadership methods. Working together, I'll move you and your team or organization in the desired direction to reach your goals. I'm a facilitator of Mastermind studies and roundtable events. Call or email me if you would like to know more about my services or a free consultation.
Being a certified speaker, coach, and trainer for the John Maxwell team means that he is part of a team of elite coaches, teachers, speakers, and professionals taking leadership training, talents, skills, and adding value to people all over the world. Everything rises and falls on leadership.
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is your friend Dr. Faz with the third session of Mastermind Group. Hope you have a great Friday and enjoying this weather. So let's start our third session on our Mastermind Group, Put Your Dream at the Test. Let me welcome our participants. We have Mr. Jay Lagerber, and we have Munira Zahabi. Welcome. So, how you guys are doing?
Awesome.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Uh, so the people who are watching us around and they will be watching us later on, I would request to you both, please give your brief intro. Please start Jay first.
So I'm an individual that has known Dr. Foz for a number of years. We met in Toastmasters, and I am a entrepreneur, a business builder on the online space now. I also have a lot of experience in real estate investing, but prior to that, I was a consumer packaged goods marketer for 35 years. So just enjoying life and trying to continue the journey of improving my mindset.
Monira.
Hi, everybody. I'm Munira Zahabi from Chicagoland. I am a podcaster, speaker, author, and mentor coach, influencer. I teach people on taking the next step into transitioning themselves. And it's all about mindset and it's all about taking the next step and you being sure of where you're going to tread. I'm working with Dr. Faz, and this is a new journey of taking your dreams to the test. So let's see where it's taking us.
Thank you, Manira. Thank you, Jay. Like in last two sessions, we discussed first three questions for our analyzing our dreams, whether they are our dreams or not. So the first question we did talk about the ownership question: do I really own that dream? And we discussed that. And then after that, we had the second question of the clarity question: are we truly clear about our dream? Do we have a clarity about our dream? And the third question, which we discussed last session, was the reality questions. Do really I mean that whatever I'm dreaming for? And in reality, is it my dream or not? Well, that's all we discuss. And if you missed one of those, you can go back and watch those videos. And I believe so you can take a look at that. Or if you're reading the book, you already know what we are considering right now. So now today we are going to start with our question number 4, which is, I believe, is the very, very crucial and the most important question to me. It's called passion, the passion question. Does my dream compel me to follow it? Which is the most important thing. If your dream is not aligned with your passion, chances are you're going to lose the track down the road or even right now. So my point is, do I have a passion for that dream which I'm trying to pursue or I'm trying to achieve, I'm trying to accomplish? So like Steve Jobs said, if you are working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed because the vision pulls you. So you don't, it's just like we did talk last time about the talent. There are two kind of talent. There's a God gifted and man-made talent. So man-made, you have to work so hard, and in God gifted talents, you have to just touch it up. Same thing if your vision is clear and you have ownership of that dream, and as well as you did your reality check, and now you have a passion for it too. So you don't have to work so hard because that vision is going to pulls you and it's going to make a little bit journey easier. So passion is a critical element for anyone who wants to achieve a dream. Why? Because it is the starting point of the achievement. You have some, clear right there that that's what you want. That's your passion is. So we are going to start talking about this. So now the first question comes in our mind: how would you rate your level of passion for your dream today? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. How would we rate our level of passion for our dream today? And you have to be clear and honest regarding to that question and just mark yourself, because passion pulls us up and enabling us to overcome adversity, because that makes life a lot easier. So then other question which we have to ask regarding to our passion is, what is going to carry you through the tough times? Because if you have a passion, then the tough times will become a lot easier because you are not going to give up, you are not going to quit, You are going to keep walking, keep working, keep moving, because that's your passion. That's what you want to do. Then again, another question: what do I have to study while others are sleeping? Because if you have a passion while others are sleeping, you are still studying because that's what you want to accomplish. Then, what is it that if I need to prepare while others talk about? Because you are not just talking to talk, you are really walking to talk. I mean, though, that's why, because that's your passion is. What is that I need to persist in while others have quit? Because if you are passionate, you are not going to quit because quitters never win and winners never quit. And that's all you want. You want to be a winner. You will never ever quit. So these are certain things which we have to consider because passion pushes us out and giving us initiative. So between your dreams, inspiration, and its manifestation, what kind of efforts will you make for it to work? I mean, that's another question we have to ask, and then we will go a little further because, like, it's a very old saying, but it's very common. To succeed in life, we must stay within our strength zone, but continually move outside of your comfort zone. Because when we are in our strength zone, things will look so easy to accomplish because that's my strength is. And with my passion, with my ownership, with my reality, and with my clarity, it becomes a lot easier than people think of. But at the same time, we have to keep ourselves outside of comfort zone because just knowing your strength zone doesn't make you enough to go through that dream unless you are not out of the comfort zone. You have to stay out of the comfort zone. You have to give up certain things which you don't like to, but you have to because there is a price to pay to accomplish your dreams and succeed in your life. So, passion positions us well and giving us the greatest odds of success when you have a passion. So, now how does passion bring out the gifts, talents, and abilities to you? That's all we have to consider. And why is it determinant to our potential when we stay in our comfort zone? Because if you are in your comfort zone, you are not moving forward because you feel comfortable right there wherever you are. And if you are not moving forward, how you are going to succeed, how you are going to bring your dreams come true, how you are going to be successful. So, why does passion position you for great odds of success in attaining your dreams? All these questions we are going to ask with our panelists. That's why I am starting up with those questions so we can talk about these questions. And why does safe living and staying in our comfort zone make people feel regret in the late years, which happens all the time because we see all day long people are talking about their past. I wish I could do that. I wish I could. I have done it, and if I wish I could be taking that opportunity which I got at that time. It was a lot less work than now, but again, they missed the train. They missed their turn. So that's all questions we are going to say. And then in this book, like John C. Maxwell told a great story of the guitar man, which is a Taylor guitars, which are one of the best guitars in the world, and how he started in this business and what kind of efforts he did. So that's a very interesting story, Bob, the way he did that whole, and he came in this profession and how he made it happen. So let's ask first our friend Jay. Jay, how would you interpret these questions which we just went through about passion?
I believe that our true dreams and our true passions get aligned in something much bigger than ourselves. You know, it's not the things that we normally know how to do, but the true passion comes when you're striving for something more, when you're trying. And I also believe most great dreams are
Mhm.
focused on what we can do for other people, not just ourselves. And so we normally have to grow into that. So that's where it comes out of our comfort zone. because all growth and development happens when you're doing something beyond what you currently feel competent at.
Mm.
And it's the passion that keeps us wanting to strive, to learn, to improve, to grow into that state where we can contribute to other people in a bigger way. And it's what keeps us going when we continually run into a hurdle, because all dreams are accomplished with significant extraordinary effort, not ordinary everyday effort. And so we know that we're going to always hit hurdles and have to overcome obstacles to be able to accomplish something that is that significant. But it's that passion, that drive that we have because we are so inspired to achieve the goal of contribution to other people in a bigger way that keeps us growing.
Yeah, thank you. Munira, what you would like to contribute in that?
So I think passion comes from within, but you have to believe in your passion to push yourself forward, propel yourself forward, because you know human mind has almost anywhere from 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts every single day. And of these could be some are very good ideas, but then we talk ourselves out of it because we don't believe in them. So if this is something that you are in it, you have to win it and you have to believe in it. So I think passion is all the questions that you asked. You talked about success in life and your strength zone. If you believe in your idea, then I think you can achieve anything.
Okay, all right. And now again, there are some people that think how I become passionate about certain something. Is there any exercise or anything you suggest them, or how to find their passion? In other words, a lot of people they don't know what their passion is. I mean, they are not clear about that, and it's a very common issue, really. Wherever I go, in different meetings and different setup, when I speak with people, and they send me these questions, or sometimes they ask me these questions that I don't know what my passion is, what my goal is, what my purpose is. So, what would you suggest to get that clarity in their passion, so they can understand whether they are passionate about this thing or not? Can you suggest something?
So what is it that you like to do every single day? What is it that you want to do that you will not tire of? Because
Mm-hmm.
most people start something and then it's like a single diet, right? Let's give that example. If you
Mm-hmm.
are in the passion of staying healthy, we start that with a gist, we start that with a force, and then it happens that we fizzle out like a opened Coca-Cola bottle.
Mm-hmm.
We forget about that because we are not passionate about that because it's too much hard work. So what is that one thing that you could do for at least 15 hours a day every single day, and it wouldn't hurt you or it wouldn't burn you out? That's
Okay.
number one. The
Uh,
second thing is most people don't realize what skills they have. So
mhm.
over the years, as you age, you've collected and accumulated so many skills that you yourself don't have an inventory of. So what is it that you are really good at that you could make a living out of, that you're
Mhm.
passionate about? That's number two. So write a list of all of the skills that you think you know. And I'll tell you one thing. When I was given this exercise by my mentor, I thought it was a piece of cake. And 4 months later, I was still had 17 pieces of paper and going on because I knew so many skills that I knew, but I wasn't. I mean, these are just skills that you take inventory of. So make sure that you take that inventory and start writing anything. And I'll give you an example. So if you go into the kitchen, you know how to peel an onion, buy an onion, choose an onion. So when you first start with onion, you just choose an onion, then you buy it, then you bring it home. You know how to peel it, you know how to cut it, you know how to slice it, you know how to chop it. All of the things that you do with an onion is a skill. It's just not, oh, I know how to use an onion. No, you don't, because there's so many different ways that you use an onion. All that is a separate skill, number one. The other thing I would ask you to do is ask your friends and family what you are good at, what it is that they see you as. Because seeing yourself in somebody else's eyes is going to make sure that you know who you are. So those are the 3 steps I ask you to take and learn
Oh,
about yourself.
thank you. What do you think, Jay?
Passion, like all emotions, can only be experienced. It's not something you'll ever figure out logically. It's
Mm-hmm.
not something that you can just choose on a list.
Mm-hmm.
But when you try a number of different things, some things come more easily to you and are fulfilling to you in a bigger way than others. And so when you
Mm-hmm.
start to experience the joy of
Mm-hmm.
accomplishment in specific areas, then that begins to hone down in that
Mm-hmm.
area, that's a potential area of passion. And I would add that when we are attempting to achieve our dreams and we're trying to align the passion that fulfills that dream, we have to get rid of a lot of things. I mean, because what you really want to come down to is one singular area that you choose to excel at. While people can do many, many different things and have many skills, people who become superior performers and accomplish extraordinary things tend
Mm-hmm.
to become specialists and master in one specific area. So the guidance that I would give is try a lot of different things and be fully aware of what's bringing you joy in the moment, and then
Mm-hmm.
try and do more of that and hone down to what's your special, unique way of accomplishing that that's a little different than other people. And then that becomes a vertical area where you can take a deep dive and determine what is going to be most passionate for you.
Awesome, awesome. Great answers, both of you, and you added a lot. I mean, like I said, I get these questions all the time, and usually, it reminds me that Robert Schuller's that statement: if you are guaranteed that you are not going to fail, what you are going to do? Because what happens, a lot of majority of the people, they do certain things just because they have no other because they are scared of doing the things which really they want to do, and because of the failure, because of a fear of rejection, fear of failure, and all that. So they get stuck with certain things which that's not their really cup of tea, and they are not even passionate about that, but just to make their living or whatever the way they want to just kill the time or whatever you say. So you have to think in that way. If I'm guaranteed that I'm not going to fail, then what you're going to do? Then you're obviously going to do thing which you really, really, really want to do.
Right.
So you have to find passion like that. And plus, I mean, if you're doing something and you don't keep the track of your time, it means you lose the even track of the time, means you don't feel tired, you don't feel exhausted. It means that's your passion. Because now you have your love, what you do as in also in a place as well as what you're doing, and you like it. So obviously that is most important thing. So in this book, John C. Maxwell tells you how to do the passion gauge, how to see your passions. So he gave 10 to the best and 1 to the least kind of thing, and he tells like the highest category with the 10 is my passion is so hot that it sets other people on fire. Means you are right on fire. Then number 9, he tells, I cannot imagine my life without my dream. And that's how you're attached and you're connected to your passion and your dream. Then he comes to, I willingly sacrifice other important things for it. Means you are ready to give something to get that. You are ready to pay the price. Then he tells, I'm fired up by it and often preoccupied with it. Means you are always thinking about that. You are always into that dream. You are growing in that dream, in other words. Then he tells that I enjoyed as one of many interested. Now you see the level of passion is getting lower. That's what we said. 10 is high, and now you see. Then another, I enjoy it as one of my many interests. Then I can take it or leave it. Now you are in the middle. You are not sure yet whether it's your dream or not, it's your passion or not. You are half and half kind of situation. Then he tells, I prefer not to think about it. Now, now you are going in the other direction. Means now you're finding excuses and finding way to get out of that because you are not really passionate about that. Then you say, I got out of my way to avoid it. Means you are ready to avoid now. I have put it on my list on my, just like as a favorite thing. That's not going to work. Then the last one is very funny, which I don't consider as that I would rather have a root canal without anesthesia. So it's better to quit. We will suggest you don't even go there and just quit it because that's not your way and that's not your thing to do. So these are a few things which you have to consider when you are analyzing and you are doing your assessment for your dreams. So,
Dr. Paz, Dr.
yes,
Paz, one of the things that I would point out about that list is that
mhm,
it's all about your personal perspective and viewpoint on what you experienced.
yes,
You need to be
exactly.
very cautious when it comes to passions and dreams about who
Hmm.
you take advice from,
Hmm.
because many people will see things far different than you do. It
Hmm.
is certainly the case that coaches and mentors, such as yourself and Minerva, can help people because
Hmm.
they're skilled in the area of helping discover passions. But we need to be very cautious when we listen to people because their interests lie in another area, and
Hmm.
don't be dis- misled that there
Hmm.
isn't opportunity in an area you're really excited about,
Yeah.
because it makes all the difference in the world when you can be focused in an area that you believe you can serve the world in a bigger way. And you just need to discover that in your own path as opposed to worrying that other people may be naysayers in the journey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely, definitely awesome. And again, now then he tells us how to stoking the fire. I mean, how to keep yourself passionate and how that is going to enhance your passions. So that's what he tells a few things like take into account your natural temperament. If that is going to coincide with your natural temperament, that's going to become a lot easier to keep yourself in the loop. Same thing, keep your eyes on what is important. So then you're not going to waste your time on the side things. So obviously you're going to be laser focused on that. And obviously that's going to make your journey a lot easier and I think that comfortable. Then overcome the fear of being different from others. Like a lot of time, this is a very common thing which you also experience, me too and Manira too, that people say, oh my gosh, if I'll do this, what people are going to think about me, how people are going to say, what how people are going to react, what people. And I usually laugh on these comments and I tell them, do you think that people think? George Bernard Shaw said that 2% people think, 3% people they think that they think, and 95% people rather die than think. And they are not, I mean, they're not even thinking for themselves how they are going to think about you. So forget it. Just get out of that stupid concept in your mind or perception in your mind. Nobody is thinking about it. Like I said last time we were having this, that there are three ages where people realize at the age of 18 they think everybody is watching me, and at 40, I don't give a damn to anyone. At 60, they realize nobody was watching me all years those long. I mean, all my life. So my point is, nobody thinks about you. Just get out of that fear that if I will be different than them, or what they are going to say about me or anything. And he tells us to resist the apathy that can often accompanies aging. Yeah, this is a very common problem. As oh, I'm getting older, I can't do this. No, there is no age limit on. As long as you have a passion, you can do whatever you want. Okay, and so these are different things he tells us. So now, my friends, you have to ask for your records, because right now this whole journey which we are doing, we are putting our dreams on the test, and we are analyzing whether, and out of 10, let's see how strong we are in all these questions. So right now this is a fourth question, so you have to ask yourself about regarding to this question: in what areas of your life do you display most initiative? That's a very important question. Or if you could spend the rest of your life doing one thing, what would it be? And that's a very, very important. What That's going to be your passion. If you know if only one thing you have to do for the rest of your life, what it would be. And what types of activities usually drain your energy? What activities give you energy? These are vice versa. Sometime like people say, oh, I do this and I just get exhausted. I get burned out. So, I mean, that's draining your energy. Forget it. That's not going to work in your dream, at least. So, find those activities which gives you energy. What issues causes always fire you up? How are your purpose, the things that give you energy and your dreams related? Those things you have to consider seriously and asking yourself, if they are not now connected, how can you work to make them connected? If you have a little gap there, how to fill that gap, how to get closer to those things, how can you incorporate more passion producing activities into your daily schedule? Because success or achieving dreams or accomplishing your dreams is not a quick event. It's a you have to work on daily based agenda. So every day you have to do something towards your goal or towards your dream. So how it can bring you closer to your dream? Then do you need to adjust or fine tune your dreams so that your passion, purpose, and dream are aligned? This is again a very, very, very important thing to understand for all my friends, that you have to have these all three things are aligned. Because if your passion, your purpose, and your dream are not aligned, they are in different directions, then probably it's not going to work for you. So you have to make a little bit changes in yourself, and that's how it's going to work. So, Munira, at this point, I would love you to give your feedback. What you can suggest, how they can fine tune on this specific subject of passion about, regarding to their dreams, how they can fine tune themselves.
So I'm going to say that look inward. Most people go outside and they start looking at other things that are outside, but it's not about everything outside. You need to start looking at inside. And everything that Jay and Dr. Faz has said is true. But you start when you want to fine tune something, you want to look at three things. One is, what is your intention? What are you going to do once you find your passion? And how are you going to use it? It's that superpower you have. That's number one. Number two is, are you aware that you have a passion already instead of looking for other things? As coaches, and this is so true for me as well, because as coaches, we always look for other validation, and we look for other programs that we need to purchase, and we don't look at our toolbox and see, I already have it. Is it okay if I go spend some time looking for it, but we go spend more money and buy something that we don't need, or we have something already of? I think Jay is laughing because he's done it too. We all guilty of that. So don't do that. Look in your arsenal or take inventory of what you have. And then number three is, look at yourself. Look in the mirror. The law of the mirror in one of John's books is also very powerful. And he says you can't give what you don't have. So look at inside and see what is it that you are, what you have. So again, it comes down to taking inventory and then seek where you can use the things that you have and how you can convert it into a passion.
Awesome. Yeah. And again, I mean, like John said, that between dreams, inspiration, and its manifestation, there's going to be a lot of perspiration. So there is a work required there. There is no free lunch out. There is no easy path because everything worthwhile is uphill. And when you want to go uphill, you have to crawl, you have to climb, you have to walk, you have to put some efforts into that to achieve something greater in your life, something valuable in your life. So obviously, this is definitely a question which people ask. So we have a few questions. I would like you both to just see if we can answer our viewers. The number one question is right here, Mr. Muhammad Arif. Can dream be also called one's purpose of life or existence? I believe, Mr. Arif, we just said that your dream and your purpose and your passion has to be aligned. That's going to make your journey a lot better. But Jay, what you would like to say on that?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that they are all the exact same thing, but like you say, they need to be aligned.
Hmm.
And so it's important that we have all of those to live
Hmm.
a fulfilling life. There's a quote that says the majority of men live lives of quiet desperation, and it's such a shame because most people don't want to take the time to focus on what do they think their purpose is, what do they think they're truly skilled at, where their passion lies. And so they have become reactive of taking easy choices along the way in their life because something is convenient rather than figuring out the better answer. And as an individual that has spent some time trying to discern more about my personal skills and passions and how I think I can best serve the world in a purposeful way, it doesn't come easy, but it's very fulfilling journey in that process, let alone in the fulfillment of achievement of it.
Awesome, awesome. Munira, you have any words for that?
If you everybody has a dream. I have a dream to travel the world. But
Yes.
unless I get a passport, I'm never going to do that. So you need to, once you have a dream outlined, you need to start working towards making it reality. So take the steps.
Hmm. Thank you. Like before we wrap up this question and then we go to the next one. I mean, in this book they have a great, like William Arthur Ward suggested that key to success is believe while others are doubting, plan while others are playing, study while others are sleeping, decide while others are delaying, prepare while others are daydreaming, begin while others are procrastinating, work while others are wishing, say while others are wasting, and listen while others are talking. And these are some things you have to be, and smile while others are frowning, command while others are criticizing. So all these things we have to change. Because yeah, we have to. If you want to be a winner, you want to show your this interest of the world that your dreams are coming true, and you want to make them real things in place of dreaming. So get out of that daydreaming phase or something which you think it's dream. Be real and do certain things which nobody else wanted to do, because you have to get out of comfort zone. You have to be in a different mode. That's how you become successful and you become a winner. So definitely, these are to succeed in life. We must stay within our strength zone, like we mentioned you, but continually move outside of our comfort zone, which is the most important thing. It takes initiative to be successful, to achieve a dream. It requires us to take risks. Like George Bernard Shaw asserted that I am sick of all the reasonable people. They see all the reasons for doing nothing. But if you are passionate, that makes you a little bit unreasonable, and you have to be unreasonable. That's why you're going to become unique. If you are going to use your logics and with your memory, with your past experiences, you will never go forward. You will get stuck. Everyone is going to remind you your failures in past, but that is not the reality of your future. Future is not based on whatever happened in our past. It's a new phase, a new era. We learned our lessons and we have to move forward, not getting stuck right at that point. So that is very important. Success is not the key of to happiness. Keep in mind, this is a very, very important. Like success is not the key to happiness. Actually, happiness is the key to success. So you have to be passionate. You have to be happy to get success. Not that you wait for success first and then be happy. No, it doesn't work like that. Always bring your happiness first, and it will make you successful. So this is a always with the last story which he told in this chapter was obviously people who know the baseball, and they know obviously Lasorda, and the greatest manager and coach in that game. So when they were interviewing him, and he said, "I have 2 days in my life are very important to me. The best day is when my team wins, but the second best day is when my team loses. Either way, I'm passionate about the game, not about winning and losing." So passions overcomes on those obstacles which you think in your life, because then you don't think about losing or winning. Because you're passionate, you got to do it, and you have to do it, and you will be doing it. Dreams come true when gifts are set on fire with passion. The best career advice you will ever receive is to discover your passion and follow it. When you make your dream your profession, you experience fulfillment most of the days of your life. So this is the best advice you can give to someone, that follow your passion. I can tell you briefly that my own life, it took me 55 years plus to get back to my passion. I was living someone else's dream. I was just fulfilling their dreams, not my own. I became a doctor. I became whatever I became, or with all the degrees, but none of them was my passion. None of them was my dream. I never wanted to be a doctor, but my parents envisioned me. So just to make them happy, I did that. Then I have to uh, do my family stuff, and I was working as a business entrepreneur and sales and all these things. But now I'm living in my dream now. I'm so happy. While people are confused, people are frustrated, people are dejected because of COVID 19. And I'm telling God, I know not to say this, but again, thank you. At least you gave me an opportunity to get out of that. And now I'm living in my dream. I'm growing in my dream day, every single day. And I love it. I'm enjoying it. So this is the way. Uh, like one thing which he said, there are two things to aim at in the life. Number first is to get what you want, and after that to enjoy it. And most of the people, they don't do that. The second part, they even achieve that and they don't enjoy it. So my friends, when you get it, please enjoy it. That is the real dream come true, not just to get it. Getting things are not that important unless you don't enjoy it. So people don't need to follow the common path to be successful. They need to follow their passion. Keep in mind. So, and after that, there is a story of Guitar Man, which is a very simple, like how he started, and just because of his passion, he made it to the top, and now the best guitar guitars are number one in the world. Same thing, reading the passion meter, like he told in the book, which is common. So we did talk about everything. If anybody has a question, please ask right now. Otherwise, we will jump to the next one because of the time. So I believe it makes sense, and you can also put yourself to that test and answer those questions, which, like we mentioned, please follow those instructions and see where you are. Because when you love and skill work together, you expect a masterpiece. Keep in mind. Because if you have a passion, what you and you love what you do, and your skill also is aligned with that, you can expect a masterpiece out of yourself. So if you want to become really successful and full of your, just make sure your dream and your passion align with your skill and strength zone. So any question if you have, otherwise make sure uh, you just ask those questions that do you lack patience because you do not see it clearly enough. So make it clear. Then because your dream doesn't match your talent and skills, align that. Then your natural temperament is not aligned with that, make sure you do that. And by fear of being different, don't worry about that. You will be different, you will be unique. That's why you will be successful. You will be not like anybody else. And same thing, passion as has been, if it's been diminished as you have gotten older, no, it doesn't get old, diminished. I mean, more you get old, I think that you get better. Like me and Jay, and we both are. I think that we are enjoying now life, believe me or not. Whether you, so I think that we are done with that. So any question you have, guys, you can ask, or Jay and Munira, if you would like to add at the end of this particular question, passion. Otherwise, we can move forward to the next one.
I'm good.
Good.
Okay. Okay. So let me see. Somebody is asking something. Can a coach or a consultant help you search and achieve your dream, or one has to do it himself? I mean, yeah, you can get the help. Obviously, you can get the help from a coach, because sometimes what happens, you can't see the picture while you're in the frame. So sometimes coaches, they help you to reveal yourself. You have a blind spot there. You can't see your own strength which is lying inside you. So coach, that's his or her job, to bring your truth out of your own personality, out of that hidden truth which you have. So there is nothing wrong to get that help, rather than regretting at the end that I wish I could do that. Just do it. I mean, getting help is not a big problem, and there are coaches around there. So, yes, get a coach and find your strength zone, and then you get out of that comfort zone and align with your passion, and you will be there. So, then Dr. Siraj is saying it's true for dreamers while others are sleeping. They telling upward needs expert. Yes, thank you, Mr. All right, so let's move on to the next and fifth question, which is another important question. It's called pathway question. So, do I have a strategy to reach my dream? We all have dream, but we don't have. If we don't have any strategy, how we are going to get there? A lot of time people said, "Oh, I have a dream." No, that's not good enough unless you don't have any plan for it. You don't have any strategy, because you don't have a GPS. How do you know what is your departure point and what is your arrival point? You have to decide it. You have to strategize it. So make sure you have organized planning, that how I'm going to get there, and you have to make sure you know the pathway, or you have to at least explore the pathway. But here I want to mention one thing very, very, very crucial and important. Please keep in mind, a lot of time when what happens when people have dream, when people have a set goal, they start planning the journey. And unfortunately, 90 to 94% people fall in love with their plan rather than their destiny. So don't fall in love with your plan. Plan can be changed, plan can be altered, not the destination. So make sure, don't get into that rut system which people do, because when you are planning something, you have to keep in mind the universal laws are working at the same moment. and law of vibration is working, and the only people they think that constant thing is change. So it's changing every moment of your life. So by the time you get done with your goals, the things are different than when you started writing the goals. So there will be some issues, there will be some changes, there will be some alterations there. Are you ready to do that? Are you okay to make a detour? You have to get a different route, but not to change your destination. Don't cut your dream. Don't trim your dream. Just change the plan. So definitely, this is one thing which we have. If you could do one thing to change the world, what would it be? Because uh, definitely we have to learn that. I mean, how to strategize yourselves, like in sports, in all these dreaming of potential. A lot of things he told in this book about his own thing. I mean, he he wanted to be a bestseller, New York bestseller. Although he wrote few books, but he was not before that. Then he went to his publisher and they strategized. They made a plan, and he did in 5 days, 15 cities trip in a private jet, and finally he made it. And once he made it, then after that, his that book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, was 3.5 years was the bestseller. And then since then, he's always the bestseller. He already set up his goal right that way. But he strategized it. It didn't happen accidentally. It didn't happen suddenly. He made a plan and he worked on that plan, and then he find his own pathway to success. So uh, this is a very important thing. Do you have a real good plan? So what is your plan? Do you have a strategy to reach your dream? How do you answer this pathway question to yourself? Are you trying to work it out, or are you waiting for someone like a fairy godmother or to bail you out or something like that? A lot of time people do that. So you have to start working on the plan at the same time, or you're waiting for something. If you don't have a plan, you're lost. You're not going anywhere because you don't know where to start and where to end. Where are you exactly in your life? So I believe too many people shoot too low in their life. That's why they get stuck, because they don't have any bigger plans, and their dreams are so low, and they hit that, and they think that, oh, I'm done, I'm over. So if you have a big dream, which you have to, if you dream, you have to dream big. It has to be big enough so you can grow in that dream. It has to be bigger than you at least. And once it's bigger than you, then you have to find your way to get there. So to find the way, you need a pathway. So obviously, in this entire idea, the pathway question is the hinge pin of the entire idea. So you have to make sure you know that. There is no magic power in having a dream. You can't just wait for it. You have to work for it. And what is that? That is your pathway. How you're going to work on this. So, like he gave a very good study, which is in 2005, published by ThinkTQ, a training publishing organization, did that. They told that 26% focus on specific tangible targets for what they want in life. Then 19% set goals aligned with their purpose, mission, and passion, while 15% write down all their goals in specific measurable details. Only 12% maintain a clearly defined goal for every major interest and life goal, and 12% identify related daily, weekly, and long-term goals with deadlines. But see, the saddest part is only 7% take daily action towards the attainment of that goal. It's very, keep in mind, 7% only people, they work on their goals. And now you see 93% people, they don't. And those are the people they are complaining the most. I wish I could, and word is not fair, God is not fair with me, things are not okay, government is not good. family is not doing well. Why? Because you never did the right thing. So we don't pay attention to those things. So make sure uh, we have to learn that part. The 7%, that's a very, really alarming number. We have to think about that. Am I in that 7% or not? And if you're not, be there. That's why we are doing all these studies. That's why we are wasting our energy and time to this. That's why you are here and listening me and Jay and Munira, because we are here to walk you through that. And we want you to be in that 7%. And you have to be in that 7%. Settle your dreams before you write them. What does that mean? It means need to plan to plan. You need a plan to plan. A strategy is an important part of the dream as the dream itself. Dream is not only good enough unless you don't have a plan for it. So make sure you get that. And my goal in this chapter is to help you plan to plan. That's what we are trying. We all are sitting here and trying to explain you guys. So this is very important. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Like, again, the secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming task into the small, manageable tasks, and then starting on the first one. So that's a plan. Break out those things into the small pieces, and then you start working on those small pieces and take the first one first. And then automatically things will flow in that way and everything will fall in its place later on. So let me bring now our panelist, Jay. Tell me a little bit about this, about pathway thing, what do you think, how people can get into this habit?
I would suggest that this is an area that's exactly the opposite of the last one. When we talked about passion, we talked about it from the inside out, and it's only something that you can experience and identify what's really charging your batteries and what's getting you thrilled about something. In the area of strategy, it's more of an outside in. This is an area where you can get a lot of help from the outside, because by definition, if you have a dream of something that's beyond your current capabilities, you don't start by knowing where to get there. But you can identify people who have traveled that path before. You can look to the successful people in that area and you can learn from their experiences what worked and what didn't work and what guidance that they would give. Coaches and mentors such as yourself and Minerva can help with that process of identifying the right resources people should talk to that will help them define the right strategy and plan. But I'm just suggesting that there's this idea of a mastermind where you're getting input from a variety of different perspectives that will help you optimize. So when you are trying to pursue something, you are having increased odds that you will achieve success and not go down the same rabbit holes that most uninformed people go down and waste a lot of time and have a lot of distractions. So strategy is critical, but strategy is something that I view as coming an external in, figuring out what's worked for others, and then applying that against your particular skill set to say, what is my way uniquely of executing against that strategy?
Yes, awesome. Yeah, like former General Electric CEO Jack Welch. He's one of the best person. I listen what he said, and I just quote him everywhere, wherever I go. I love that guy because he tells that strategy is the first, trying to understand where you sit in today's world, not where you wish you were or where you hope you would be, but wherever you are right now is the key. So this is a very important to understand wherever you are, because like I tell all the time in my lectures, and people who follow me, they heard me hundreds of the time, the same thing, that God never gives you, whoever you believe in, it doesn't matter. God never gives you what you dream or what you wish for. God only gives you who you are. So you have to become first to strategize yourself to become and align with that dream. wherever you want to be. And if you don't think like that, like in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, what did he say? See, all those 6 points, if you remember, if anybody, because I think that everyone who's listening me and who's asking me questions right now, they all been through those courses with me. So that was the first thing he tells. You have to have a clarity in your goal. You have to specify the amount you want. Then he tells you how to turn into the faith, and it means in a burning desire to that thing. And then he tells us to get that organized planning into that. That's what he tells us, and specialized knowledge to achieve that. So, and after that, you have to jot it down so you can see that, and then it's going to turn into the reality. So that's the whole thing is also in that book too. So my point is, you have to strategize. And Munira, what you would like to add into this part?
So my question is, where do you want to go, right? I mean,
Yes.
yes, you said, Jay said that it's completely opposite, but you have to create a path. Nobody in this world had their path paved for them. They had to do it themselves. So if you have the dream, you can now pave a path. Sometimes it's feasible to start on a path that somebody has already paved, and then
Mhm.
you forge your own fork ahead. But, you know, as the niche navigator, I talk about chartering the ocean and chartering your own course using the ocean. So the ocean, even though people have used the ocean and they have traveled through the ocean, they still have to make their own path, because you never know what storms and waves and what creatures you will encounter. So your pathway is your own. You just have to know your destination, like Dr. Faz said.
Yes, exactly. Because again, definitely, if you don't know where you are heading, you don't know the global your positioning system, like we say GPS nowadays. It, so the bottom line is how you're going to navigate that course if you don't know where you are heading. So you have to know your departure point wherever you are, where you are standing right now, what your dream is, what your goal is, and what will be your arrival point. Where do you want to be? And in between that, you have to make a pathway. Like again, I said, you are going to just strategize that. It may be changed later on, maybe, but at least now you have a sense of direction where you're heading. It may I may have to take a couple detours. That's okay. I may have to change a few here and there in my plans. That's okay. That's part of the game. You are not going to have a straight pathway, period, in your life. If because there will be few failures around there, there will be few obstacles around there will be few obstructions on the way. Like when you see the missile through a uh, uh, even when they send, they don't go right exactly to the target, especially when you go to the submarine underneath the water, hundreds and hundreds of feet underneath the water in the sea. They don't go straight. They go here and there because they have to save themselves from the rocks and other things inside. But they don't lose the target. Still, they are moving towards the target, but they don't go straight into that direction. They have to make some adjustments to get there. So same thing in your life, to achieve and to accomplish your dreams, you have to make few adjustments in your life, and you have to make a lot of alteration in your plans and strategies, but still you need a pathway where you are heading. So this is one thing. The evidence is overwhelming that you cannot begin to achieve your best unless you set some aim in your life. You have to set some aim in your life, how you are going to otherwise uh, achieve your best and achieve your dream.
I,
So
I think it's also very important to define exactly what success is, what that destination is. You
mhm,
know, when Kennedy wanted us to go to the moon,
yes.
defined it as that we will get, to the moon and return safely home. Became an important part of what the challenge was. Too often, people have a general idea of a direction they want to go, but if you just have a general direction, then you'll never arrive because there's always further that you can go. It's great to have a dream and achieve that and then set a new dream.
Mhm.
But I just think it's critical to be able to have that measurement against how far have I gone and how far do I yet have to go to reach what
Exactly.
I'm striving for.
Exactly. Because when you have the pathway, that indicates you what steps must I take to get from my present position to my future one, because that's all you're doing, and you need that to get there. So examine all your actions which you are doing towards your dream and test it. The real difference between a dream and a wishful thinking is what you do day to day. It's a daily agenda. It's not a one-time thing that I have this dream and it's going to fall in its place out of itself. No, it's not going to happen. So you have to have a little bit of adjustments, like I said. So the real difference, which is between wishful thinking and dream, is your daily agenda, what you do day to day basis. So do something, and doing something, if you are naturally doing that, it's going to brings you close to your dream. And strategy, in other words, if you don't know exactly what to do, don't let it keep from doing something. Don't let it do that. Just try to do something. Do something today that relates to your dream. Every day you have to do something which brings your dream closer to you, one step at a time. Then after that, I will say each indecision brings its own delays, and days are lost lamenting over lost days. What you can do or think you can do, begin it. And for boldness has magic, power, and genius in it. So be bold, do it, start doing it, and doing it on a daily basis. Do something every day that relates to your dream. Uh, then successful journals, like that's a very important quote by George Barron, the World War II journal, and I love that. That successful journals make plans to fit circumstances, but do not try to create circumstances to fit plans. That is very important to understand. So you have to make a plan to fit in your circumstances rather than to make the circumstances fit your plan. So don't fall in love with your plan, my friends. Just follow the destination and make whatever alteration needs to be done in your plan. And not a big deal. Everybody does that. Every successful people have done it. Nothing new. So make sure don't get scared to change in your plan, but still you need some plan to get there. Okay. Uh, so after that, decision exists only in the present. Keep in mind what you do today is the real decision. It's not just your wishful thinkings are going to make that happen. So after that, let me bring Jay to wrap this up, and Munira, what we have to do uh, to examine our this part of the dream pathway, and then we will take off. So, what do you say, Jay? Can you add something into this pathway stuff?
So the only other area I would add is to consider all the resources that you're going to need to be able to accomplish on the pathway that you're taking. Oftentimes, there may be capital that's needed, other people that are needed, specific outside providers that you're going to need to cover parts of that journey that you personally aren't going to be able to do. And it's important to understand that and align for each of those on your path, because it's many times people get deep into something and they put a lot of their time and effort into something and they hit a roadblock because they come up against a resource need that they didn't consider, that they're not prepared for, and but that is a real requirement to be able to accomplish what you want. So
Yeah,
that needs to become a very important part of your strategy.
it is. Yeah, because the losers they visualize the penalties of failure, while the winners they visualize the reward of success. So keep focus on your success part rather than penalties of failure, and that's how you can move on. Yes, Munira, please.
I would say make sure that you have a clear path. Most people just dream. If
Mhm.
you're really into changing your life, if you're really taking your life forward, then just don't think of it as just a dream. Take it as your purpose. And that's what we talked about in the previous section, is that take it as your purpose, that this is what you will do, and make sure, like you said, do one thing at a time every day to propel forward. Even if there are times when you have to go two steps behind, don't think of that as failure. Just keep moving forward.
Great. Yeah, like Wesley Clark said, there are only two kinds of plans: the plans that might work and plans that won't work. So you have to take a plan that might work and make it work. Then make it work. Work on that, and it will. So be enthusiastic, because now you have a passion, you have a ownership of the dream, you have a clarity in your mind, and you already did your reality check. So what stops you now? We are halfway there. We are halfway out of those 10. We are on fifth one. I believe you are learning something, and is going to make it a little bit clarity in your mind how to. My dream has to be tested, and you're testing your dreams. So the dreams don't come quickly or easily. Keep in mind, and the rewards often don't come until very late. So be patient.
I believe
So
you
hang in there and keep working. To achieve your dream, you need to start well and you
are
need to
learning
finish
something.
well, both ways. It's not that you started where like a gangster and at the end you just lost your rhythm and you lost your enthusiasm. That's not going to work. You have to keep and maintain that, and that's going to take you there. So let me ask you before we wrap this up, you have to examine all your actions. So, number one, you have to ask yourself, and please jot it down on a piece of paper, you yourself for your dream. And this is your own assessment. What action must you take every day to get closer to your dream? Just jot it down. Then, what parts of your strategy are you willing to alter or move forward? Just jot it down. What resources do you have at your disposal, which you have an access to? And obviously, you all have those things somehow, somewhere hidden there. So just make sure you jot it down. And what activities you are currently engaged in that do not contribute to journey towards your dream, so we can get rid of those. What problems, obstacles, and failures do you expect to face in your dream journey? Jot it down. And then what can you do to avoid what may be avoidable? If we can avoid certain things, we can avoid. Yes, of course we can. What can you do to prepare yourself to meet your challenges? Make a list of that. What must you do to prepare yourself for failure? So, all these things make your daily disciplines, monthly goals, and long term multi year plan the way you want. And then you got your pathway very clear. So, before we end up, I want to see if anyone you have a question, feel free so we can answer before we leave. Consider all your options, utilize your resources, uh, who can help you. All these questions you should have in your mind. Remove from your mind all the non-essentials which you have. Don't get into stuck into those non-essentials. Just embrace all your challenges, and then you will see the things will fall in its own place. I believe this is a question. Let me see, what is that? How can we differentiate among dream, goal, objective, and passion? Uh, there are a few different differences in between that. Passion is a different thing, and dream is a different thing, but you have to align both. Same thing, goal can be short term and long term and all that. It's not necessary that you have some work goals, some family goals, and different kind of goals. You can say objectives, again, you can make on a daily basis too, but that's not your dream. That's part of the dream, but that's not the dream. So this is a long discussion, but let's see if Jay can put something into that.
You mean on the differences between those, or this overall?
Yeah, I mean, how you are going to explain this gentleman, Mr. Arif, that how differentiate among dream, goal, objective, and passion. These are four things which are very similar, but they are not exactly the same.
Well, so the dream is the overall destination of what you're trying to achieve,
Mhm.
where you want to end up at. The
Mhm.
goals are the steps that you need to take to be able
Mhm.
to help get you into that area.
Mhm.
I would say that goals and objectives can be very similar things, but
Mhm.
but they're clearly different than your purpose or your dream. The purpose is about how you're going to go about achieving your dream. Seems to me.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely, like a dream, obviously is a visualization. Obviously, objective is a different thing. Like we gave the definition in the last couple meetings of those things. But again, if you would like to go back to those videos and you can watch those and where we have already defined those things, what is exactly the dream means. So, dream is an inspiring picture of your future that energizes your mind, will, and emotions, and empowering you to do everything you can to achieve it. That's a dream. The goal and objectives are different, and passion is obviously it's from inside out. What you bring it, what you have passion for it is inside you. Any other can a coach? Yeah, we did Lizzie. Oh, Lizzie is here. Hi, Lizzie. Thanks for joining us. A dream and passion and objective are interchangeable terms. A dream can remain a dream if not taken seriously. A dream is a dream if not do not make it a reality. A goal is a small step towards your passion. Make it your goal, achieve your dreams. So you can. So again, I mean, what a great answer, Manira, just to mention here, and I believe you guys can read that because goals are like these are milestones, I say, in your life. They are not the destinations. Mostly goals are milestones. When you get to one goal, then you have another, and then you have another, and then you have another. But a dream is if it's bigger than you, then it's a bigger thing, and you're visualizing an inspiring picture of that, which energizes you, which makes you passionate, and your emotions powers you and empowering you to do everything you can to achieve it because that brings your passions into that. So, anything else, Munira, you would like to add, or with that, because we are already a little over on time, so we can end up this session.
I'm going to tell everybody listening that regardless of the terms that are interchangeable, just take the first step to what you want to do. And if you are not sure what you want to do, then like I told you in previously, that just make a list of
Mhm.
and figure out what you have first. It's like going shopping. Don't buy stuff that you don't need. If you have stuff already, take inventory of that first and then go shopping. But there is a lot of information out there. You can get library books, you can get free videos on YouTube that you can just listen to people, and maybe that one idea. And I write it in my first principle in my book is networking. So this is a good place to network and then find people who are in a mastermind or in a group together and just throw out ideas at them, because you never know what problem you are able to solve if you don't ask the right questions. So you want to start working on that first, and and I'm not going to say that it's going to be clear. It's not, but it may be very, very mucky, very, very muddy too. But take the initiative to jump into the lake, make it murky, and see if you find the clarity, because that's how you get clarity.
Thank you, Manira and Jay. Anything you want to at the end?
The only thing that I would say to kind of sum up the strategy and planning little chapter is it's as as important to identify the things that you're not going to do as the thing that you are going to do.
Awesome.
Because too often we attempt too many things. We put too many things in the bucket, and it's too heavy to carry, right? And so great strategy is about paring away all the stuff that is non-essential and focusing on that which is truly essential. And
Awesome.
I think that's an important part of strategy.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Manira and Jay, for joining me today and discussing all that, those two special questions regarding to our dreams. And these are two chapters. So next week, we will be talking about the people and the cost, and maybe we will also extend to the tenacity question. So make sure be prepared there and be there on Friday at the same day and same time here. And we will be back. Till then, we are going to sign off. Please stay safe, keep yourself healthy and your family, and follow the SOPs which are told by your government officials and health department. COVID is not over yet. Be careful and be smart rather than getting stuck with those stupid videos are out there on social media. Just be safe, be healthy. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay. All right. And